Good morning, everyone. We're here live from Yerushalayim, Yer Kodesh, and I want to talk about a short topic, but something very fundamental. It's about giving thanks. It's about saying thank you. And why is that so fundamental in Yiddishkeit? This week's Parsha, Kitavo, the Torah talks about what we should do when we come to Eretz Israel. We come to the country of Israel. And very interesting, one of the first things we talk about is should plant plants or fruits, trees, and we take the first fruit that comes from the tree, we wrap a string around it, wait for it for it's fully grown. We pick that fruit and we take it to the Beis HaMikdash. We take it to the temple. We give it to Hashem. It's one of the first things we talk about when we come to Eretz Israel. And it's very known in Hasidus and Kabbalah that we talk about Eretz Israel. It's not just the physical country. It's also mental things we have within ourselves. And basically the Torah is telling us how important it is to show the gratitude, to acknowledge that this fruit isn't just because I planted the tree and I gave it water and nurtured it. It's because Hashem gave me his bracha. And therefore, I thank him by giving him, not giving, of course, Hashem itself, but eating the fruit as Beis HaMikdash and saying thank you. So why is it so important? Why does the Torah start with these things? So first of all, even our name. The name of our nation is Yehudim. It's very interesting that we're called Yehudim, because Yehudi is someone who comes from the tribe of Yehuda. And for instance, I'm a Levi. I'm from a different tribe. Why am I called Yehudi? Why is the entire nation of Israel are called Yehudim when we're not all from the Shevet of Yehuda? First time we see this name is when we open the Megillah, in Purim. We have Mordechai Yehudi. And there's a lot of discussions, why is he called Yehudi when he's actually from the tribe of Binyamin, Ish Yemini. But we see something very interesting, what Yehudi is. So first of all, Yehuda, the first person who was called this name, is called Yehuda because his mother says, Hapam Odeh. This time I will say thank you. So we see that this word comes from, so the name comes from the root of saying thank you, of saying Todah. But when we look deeper into this word, the root in Hebrew of the word Hod, Todah, Lehodot, is Hey Vav Daled. Hey Vav Daled is Hod. Hod can be translated, there's two different words using the root Hod. Hod can be Lehodot, as in saying thank you. Lehodot lemishu, to say thank you to someone. Or Lehodot bemashu, to acknowledge of something you did. To confess. To confess is also lehodot. Why are these two words using the same root? They have to have a connection. So the basic connection is saying thank you basically is acknowledging that there's someone that's helping you out. There's someone, you need someone. There's always this, in Israel it's very common, this discussion you can hear in a restaurant sometime. when the wife tells her husband, tell the waitress thank you. And he says, why should I tell her thank you? It's her job. I'm even tipping her. But why is it so important for us that someone should tell us thank you? And I'm not just saying thank you with my mouth. I'm really saying thank you. Why do we care if someone is thanking me or not? What does thank you represent? So if you look into it, you see that thank you is basically someone acknowledging you did him a favor. You helped them out. Why is it so hard sometimes for us to say thanks? Because we feel we don't need anyone. I can do it on my own. I don't need anyone else to tell me, to help me out. I could have done it myself. When we say thank you, we say it from the bottom of our heart. We really mean it. We acknowledge basically there's something or someone that we need that's helping us out. And the same thing goes when we look at admitting something, acknowledging that you did something wrong, which is also lehodot. Lehodot ba'ashma. To say, yes, I did something wrong. Why is it so hard sometimes to say, yes, I made a mistake. Yes, I did something wrong. Something very similar to saying thank you. It's basically saying, I'm not perfect. I'm not complete. I need something else. I need help. I make mistakes sometimes. Same root. Hod has these two ways of expressing it. I'm incomplete. And this is exactly why we're called Yehudim. The people who say thank you. Interesting, in Tfilat Shmona Esrei, when we daven every day 3 times, there's one place where we bow. It's 2 places actually, but one of them is Modim Anachnu Lach. When we say Modim, we have to bow. What's the connection between Modim, between saying thank you, and bowing? Well, the connection is basically when you say thank you, that's what you're doing spiritually, or you're lowering yourself. We're basically saying there's something higher than me. There's something giving me strength. It's very, very similar to saying thank you. And that's why it's so fundamental. And that's why one of the first things we do when we come into Israel as a nation is bringing an offering from the first things we grew. The first thing I grew it. Why am I giving it to someone else? Why am I taking it to Beis HaMikdash? I want to eat it with my family here. The first fruit, just imagine someone coming here, Liraz Zeira, for the first time. He's working very hard to cultivate the land and to make sure taking the desert, turning it into a flourishing place. He worked so hard. The first fruit, just imagine you've been waiting it for 4 years already. Fruit comes out. You want to eat it? No. You take it to Beis HaMikdash. Why? I worked so hard for it. That's what Hashem is telling us. Being Jewish is acknowledging, doesn't matter how hard I worked. It's the bracha that Hashem gave me. Because someone can work very, very hard for years and still not see the blessing. One of the things everyone who visits Israel knows, the fruits and vegetables here have a different taste. So of course we always have the choice of saying, it's because Jewish people are very smart. So we can make good fruits and good vegetables. That's probably also true. But the biggest thing is, because this is the land of Israel, this is the chosen land, And that's where the bracha is. The blessings are here. Acknowledging that, saying, knowing that I do the hard work, but I know that this work can't do anything if I don't have the bracha from above, if Hashem isn't blessing the things I do. Acknowledging that and saying, we do it every day, right? Every time we eat, we take a fruit, take a cup of water, say, Baruch Atah Hashem. We thank Hashem for giving us this cup of water, these fruits, this food we have, for everything we say, we say a bracha before. We say thank you to Hashem. It's not just a small thing. It's the basic thing about being Jewish. Being Jewish is acknowledging everything I do, everything I have comes from Hashem. When someone acknowledges that, when someone has this movement, this thing in his soul, and it's not just coming out of his mouth, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu, drinking the water. No, it's you feel it. You feel in every step, in every breath, in every movement you make that Hashem is with you. It's not just you doing it. When you do that, you become a happier person. You become someone, that's the true believer. It's very hard to get angry when you believe in these things, when you understand that you have a bracha, everything you do comes from above. So let's try. We have a few more days before Rosh Hashanah, almost 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah. So basically Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the year, the head of the year, as it's called in Hebrew, is Hashem signing a contract with us again. He signs a contract every year. When the year starts, Hashem signs the contract and says, okay, I'll create the world again for the next year. Then the year ends. Hashem said, whoa, this has been a tough year. I don't know, let's leave him to it. I don't know if I want to create the world again. And by us blowing the shofar, we make him a king again, and we convince him, quote unquote, we convince him to become our king again, to recreate the world. So let's do it now. Let's do it about everything we do. And King Hashem, crown Hashem on us by saying thank you for everything we have. Not because Hashem needs it. Oh, believe me, Hashem can create the world without it. Hashem needs this because He wants us to have it. To have this beautiful, beautiful way of life that we see the good in everything. We see the benefit in everything. We see the bracha in everything. So we should have a great year. Shana Tova Umetuka. Should be a sweet year. A sweet year because we're going to see the bracha in everything. We're going to want to say thank you for everything. So have a great day and have a great year and have many, many, many brachas in your life. You should see the bracha in every step you make, in every drink you drink, in every bite you take. Hashem should give you many reasons to say brachas. Thank you very much. Have a great day.